Gate, Revolution Visual Arts, and today we're going to talk about something really cool, something that has been around for a long time, the new macOS and the Windows Fluid Design, where you can blur the background behind an object. You can do that with your website. Isn't that cool? That will make your website look modern, go with the flow of the operating systems and all that stuff. And it's gonna be cool. It should take less than 5 minutes. If I don't focus on what I'm doing, just pull my ears and I get back in place. Well, you see, this is something that I created real quick, and I already deleted the style. So once I refresh the page, this will disappear. And what I'm going to try to accomplish is this. And you see that the image in the background is really nice. When it's behind this overlaid object, is blurry. So now you can do that right from CSS. So you only have one code. We're not gonna have any JavaScript, only HTML and CSS. So right now, if I come here and I refresh the page, yeah, that's how it looks. If I go to code, and you see the HTML page that I have is a simple HTML page. It doesn't have anything. I have 4 elements in the body, and right now I have the style that I'm gonna use as basic style. I'm not gonna use any style conversion software like Sass or something. It's just simple CSS. So you see that you don't need a special anything. So right now I have 4 elements. I have the division that's gonna hold the background. I have the division that is gonna be the overlay with a title and a paragraph. That's it. And it has some classes that we're gonna use on the CSS: background, overlay, title, and description. Basic. Good so far? Okay, so let's continue. Right now we're gonna tell the body and the HTML that I want them to be high 100% with no padding or margin. Okay, so I have that. I save. Let's see if that is making a dent there. This, so you can see what I'm doing. I'm using the developer tool. I probably have an error here. So if I highlight the body, now it says that it's covering the area, but it's being pushed by the title. That's why you see that the body has like a margin on the top, but it's not the body, is the title. So let's go back to code, and now I'm going to do the background, which is going to be width 100%, height 100%, and I'm gonna declare this display as flex, and align items center, justify content center. So it's gonna center everything that is inside that background. Let's see how it looks. So we have that center. So now you see the body still have a margin because I have an error. I think I didn't. I put an O. I put an O instead of a 0. That's why you still have a margin, but we can remove that real quick right now. Not a big deal. 0. All right. So we had that. Some of the elements. So now what I'm going to refer here is to have a background image. I'm going to use a nice image that I got from pexels.com. I will show you the author did a really good job. I'm going to image and fire. That's the only thing I have there. So, and this image should cover that background. Let's go back and refresh that, and there you have the image covering the background, and we have our elements center on the screen. If you want me to teach you how this was done before Flex existed in CSS, I could do that. It's always good to learn the history, where things come from, but right now I'm running out of time. All right, so for the overlay, I'm gonna set background color to be a transparent black color, the RGBA. RGB stand for red, green, blue, and A for alpha. That's the transparency. So for black, it would be red 0, green 0, and blue 0 at 80%. Since the RGBA goes from 0 to 1, 0 being 0% and 1 would be 100%, to say 80%, 0.8. Background color, padding, let's give it a 45 pixel padding, give it a border, 1 pixel, white, solid, and the text inside this is gonna have a color white. So background color, give it a background. You don't say text color or font color, you just say color. This is like a basic step for CSS, so I hope to help some of you guys that might be getting your feet into HTML and CSS. Later, I'm going to be I'm still working on a video that I'm gonna do about Affinity Designer, Affinity Publish, and why I have switched from Adobe to Affinity. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles like Photoshop and Illustrator, but it has things that you value, like saving time designing. Now, so next to that, I'm gonna create a tutorial for how to code on SAS style, so you can code a cleaner CSS. But for now, CSS, basic CSS. F5, okay, so you see that we have a really nice dark background, but it's transparent, so you can still see the background. I'm gonna change the value to 0.5, so 50%. And I say 50%, but type 8. So text align, center, so everything looks center. Let's say the title and the description, the header 1 and the paragraph are gonna be padding 0, margin 0, so that way I can reset it to remove the browser pre-formatted styling, and I'm gonna only give a margin or a padding is your choice of the bottom 20 pixels. You're gonna have some spacing between the title and the paragraph. So if we look at that, F5, so it's really nice. Now I'm going to make this a little larger so we can see more the blur effect real quick. So this, I'm gonna set a width of 25%, like the quarter of the width of the page, and height, probably the same thing, 25%. And I'm going to change this again to display, flex, line item center. With this, I can remove the text align center, justify, content center. Everything is going to be nice and center, I believe. Let's see. All right, so it's doing what I want, but the flex is set as a row. I'm going to set it as a column. Let's go back here and set flex direction column. That should fix that thing, that problem. All right, so now we have a very nice overlay. Just have a couple of more things here, like border radius of 20 pixels, box shadow, all these elements that you can use to create that nice macOS Windows 10 fluid design look. So the drop shadow goes from left top, the radius of the blur that you're gonna give the shadow, then the intensity, then the color. So you're gonna do, we don't want to move it from the left, just the top 5 pixels from the top. So you move down, it's gonna be 10 pixels radius of blur and 5 pixels of intensity. Let's copy this so we don't waste time typing. This one is gonna be 80%. So you get that at 80%, and this is what does the magic. Backdrop filter, here it is, and we're gonna use blur. There's many other filters that you can use, and this works on the new Edge Chromium browsers like Safari, Chrome, and Firefox. So I have tested with those. Since those are what most people uses, you're safe to use it. Now, if you have other people using other browsers, you might have to test it with those. So now I'm gonna say that the blur is gonna be 16 pixels. The ones that you saw, the sample that you saw before when I presented it, it was on 8 pixels. So now it's gonna be more blur. So I'm gonna save this. And before I do that, I want to add an inset. So I have the drop shadow and an inner shadow. Inset 0, 0, 50 pixels, 5 pixel intensity, RGBA. I'm probably gonna do the same thing. Here it is. I'm gonna do that same thing, 80%. So if I go back to the browser, just look at everything. We add border radius, we have inner shadow, drop shadow, and the blur effect. And this is how it looks. Amazing. That looks awesome. And we haven't add JavaScript or use Python to calculate or anything. That was basic, fast, and your websites are gonna look great with that effect. Well, thank you for watching. This is Rafael Villar. You can follow me on Twitter, DesignersGate, twitter.com/DesignersGate. You can follow me on Facebook. My page is DesignersGate. I will appreciate if you go there, like the page, and follow me. You can visit more tutorials, very old tutorials that I have. So you can go to my blog, designersgate.com, and you will find my old blogs there. I'm going to try to do more tutorials like this. If you like it, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, turn on the bell. Also, if you want to follow me on my gaming adventure, you can follow me as Case into Success. Invite me if you want to play with me. I have an Xbox Live account. I have some games with Steam. Just follow me, follow my page, Case into Success, and I will show it on the screen. I think the camera is backward. So you can follow me. I am in Facebook, YouTube. I just started those, twitch.tv, Case into Success. You can follow me there and all the gaming stuff. Happy developing, happy coding, happy designing, happy creating. This is Rafael Villar for DesignersGate, checking out.